Hey Sierra, I am trying to get everything all set up and then I'm going to start. Oh my god, my nose is already started. I haven't even done anything yet. How are you? I think I asked you how your day was, your first day. I don't think I heard from you. So how was it? Hi Lori. How are you? How's your day going? I'm gonna try to pull up Instagram here. This iPad has been acting a fool, so we might have some trouble with Instagram, which sucks. I don't even know where Instagram is. I'm a little early, so how are you guys doing? How's your weekend been? Although I'm going to talk about crystals today, I did the horoscope for the week. I'm really excited about it. This is so annoying. I don't know why I wouldn't have Instagram here. So we're going to start promptly at 1, but I got on a little bit early just to see how you guys are doing and see if you guys have any questions or anything like that. And then I'm going to talk about the astrology. As I was saying, I think it's going to be some of the best astrology we've had in a very long time. So I want to make sure you guys are capitalizing on that information. So although I didn't say that I would talk about that, I'm sneaking that in. Oh my God, this is so weird. Can you guys hear me and see me okay? Can you guys hear me and see me okay? Oh my, I don't know where's Instagram here. We will get started at 1. You guys are quiet. Good weekend, bad weekend, excited for some positive energy. I forgot to turn the TV down upstairs, and you know what else? As soon as I said that I was going to do this, the freaking lawn people are out there making a whole bunch of noise. Let's see if we can do Instagram now. No. Instagram might get left out. We got about 2 minutes. Hey Amelia, how are you doing? I'm trying to get Instagram logged on here, but apparently I don't think it's gonna work. Hey Taylor. We got about 2 minutes before I get started on everything. So I'm trying to get Instagram logged on, but it's not working. and I don't know what to do. How is everybody? We're going to be on a wing and a prayer with Instagram because we only got 1 minute to get started. And you guys know I like to get started on time. Hey, Yvette, how's everybody doing? How's everybody? Just in case you guys don't know, we are going to be talking about crystals. And then we're also going to be talking about we're going to be, oh my God, it's one. I don't want to do this. Coming back from another walk. Happy Sunday, you guys. You say you have a couple crystals. Yeah, we're going to be talking about crystals, but then I want to go ahead and also talk to you guys about this good positive energy that we have coming up. Okay, I think we're ready to go, right in the nick of time. So it's 1 o'clock. I wanted to come in and talk to you guys really quickly about crystals. The reason why I wanted to do that is because a lot of you guys have been asking me a lot of questions, so I thought it was just easier to come and have a video, and that way we can just get it all out in the open. So I'm going to be looking back and forth because I am streaming on Facebook and also Instagram. So I'll try to make sure I keep track of any questions. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Yashica. I am I call myself a consultant and life consultant because I don't only try to coach you on what to do, because I have experienced a lot of the different things that I teach and have studied a lot of the different things. Sometimes I blatantly will kind of talk to you and tell you what I think that you should do. You know, you have to have a little bit of discernment about what I'm teaching, but I don't only coach. Sometimes I am a consultant, which means you get advice from me as well. So you're not trying to figure everything out on your own. I am coming to you in all natural glory. I just had a massage today. So you know how you lay down for a while, it makes your face all puffy. So that's kind of what's going on right now. All right. So I wanted to talk to you guys about crystals. Thanks, Sarah. Some of you guys have crystals lying around. So I want to know, first of all, with some emojis, how many people have crystals lying around in their home? I have them everywhere. So I'll wait a few seconds. I just want to know how many of you have crystals lying around in your home. It looks like Yvette may have some crystals lying around. And the reason why I ask that is because you'll see all these memes and all these things that pop up about crystals, or you know that they're trending because every time you turn around, people have something to say about crystals. You hear about people putting crystals in their bra and doing all these different things with them. However, a lot of people really don't understand how they work. And what I've found is that even people that have them may not actually know how they work. So I want to kind of very quickly tell you how. This is something that I teach in a much longer class, but I'm going to try to just break it down really simplistically. And then I'll give you a couple crystals that you can start to use, especially if you don't have any, but you want to learn how to tap into crystals as well. So crystals can come in many different forms. Usually when you hear us spiritual healers or teachers talking about crystals, we may be talking about actual crystals, which means that the makeup of a crystal is from smaller crystalline products. That's a crystal. Or you may hear us talking about things that have rocks or gemstones or stones, and those are usually a compilation of many different things put together. So it may be minerals, it may be crystals, it may be all of that. So although you hear us saying rocks, crystals, stones, calling all those things crystals, they're not all crystals. I just want to clear that up. Crystals are crystalline products. Other things are rocks and stones. And so how they work is, I want you to imagine when you're around different people or you walk into a room, right? It's very easy for you to recognize the different energies and pick up on those energies when you're walking into a room, right? Sometimes rooms have happy vibes, sometimes they have sad vibes, sometimes they have very tense vibes. And the reason why that happens is because even though you do not see this with the naked eye, if you were to break this down into a very special microscope, you would see very tiny little particles moving very fast, right? Each crystal has a different frequency and a different speed at which those tiny particles move, and that gives off a different vibe or a different frequency. So that's why we say that these crystals are different. They have different products. They have different vibes. They're not all the same. They do different things depending on their frequency. So that's the first thing that I want you to understand about the crystals. The second thing that I would like you to understand about the crystals is, so they're all moving at different vibes or different frequencies, which gives off different energy, which means that they all have different purposes. And the way that that impacts your life is because if you broke us down into those same tiny little particles, you will see that we also have different vibrations and different frequencies that we give off. A lot of the times, because these crystals or these stones or these rocks, because they are more pure and they're less affected by the ups and downs of life, right? They are able to keep their high vibes and their high frequencies, whereas us human beings may fluctuate from one mood to the next or one vibration to the next, depending on what we are surrounded with, the people that we interact with, and how we feel on the day to day. These don't do that, especially the ones that are true crystals, perfect crystalline structures. So these crystals are usually high vibration. And since we fluctuate, we are usually lower vibration than the crystals or the rocks or the stones. And high vibration likes to move into a place of low vibration. And so even though we can't see it, we know that there's tiny little fast particles here. There's tiny little fast particles in the air that we breathe, right? There's tiny little particles in us, and they're all interacting and commingling with one another, which means that this is touching us. This energy is able to impact us. And because, like I said, it's higher vibrational than what we typically are, this high vibration from the crystal is able to then go out into our atmosphere to make that a higher vibration, and then go into our aura to make us more high vibrational. So does that make sense? That's pretty much how crystals work in a nutshell. That was actually pretty quick, but if you got that, you know how crystals work. I'm trying to think how I want to go next. So there are different ways that you can use crystals to have them impact your life. So like I said, if you have, for instance, this rose quartz, and this rose quartz is in your environment and it's high vibrational and it's uplifting the vibrations of your environment, you in turn are impacted by that. So one way that you can use your crystals is just by placing them around your environment, your house. If you have a negative work environment, you can bring them into your office or your work environment. People put them in their bra, and that's why, even though you don't see what's going on, these high vibes from this crystal are impacting the environment around it, the microscopic and electromagnetic stuff that we don't see, in order to make the environment high vibrational. And depending on what you're carrying, that impacts the mood and what you're feeling. So you can carry these with you. You can put them in your bra. You can put them in your work environment. You can put them in your car. You can do many different things to capitalize on the energy of these crystals. I want to leave you with a few common crystals that you can start to tap into, especially because this new moon coming up is going to be very powerful. So I just want to talk to you about 4 common crystals, how they are used, and how you can start to use them to impact your life. Does anybody have any questions so far? I see on Instagram, Sarah says she has a few small crystals. Sarah, do you know how to use your crystals? And then Taylor said natural healing is a new thing, is coming back. You have malachite and a Chinese writing stone. Good, yeah. It is coming back. I want to talk a little bit about what happens when these things trend, because we do still have to think about the impact to our Mother Earth. And I don't want to make this a Debbie Downer moment, but when things start to trend and people start to want to capitalize on an energy without fully understanding how that impacts Earth, we have to think about those things as well. So I'll talk about that in a moment. So let's get into the 4 crystals that I would recommend. And I picked these crystals because they can help with common issues that we all seem to have. They're readily available. They're very abundant and easy to find, and they're not expensive. They're inexpensive. So this is an amethyst. I don't know if you guys can see that in the lighting. I think it has a little bit of citrine on the tip of it. Yeah, so you said, Sarah, you try to use them, but not really clear about the way using them. So we'll talk a little bit about them. So this is an amethyst, but it has a little bit of citrine. I'm not sure if you all can see that. This is my most favorite type of stone, because if you use this crystal, it connects you with something higher than yourself. It is a crystal that you can carry around in your bra, in your car, in your purse. Put it in your environment if you want to bring in more power in your life. For a lot of us, we have trouble trusting ourselves or hearing our inner voice or tapping into our gut feelings and using that to help move us into our purpose in life. And so this stone will assist you with that. It connects you with a spiritual energy, and spiritual means that you're just connecting with something that's very different than what you experience on the day-to-day. And so you can use this crystal to tap into that. When you feel lost, when you feel alone, when you feel disconnected from your purpose, when you feel disconnected from your inner self, from your spirituality, this crystal is a very good crystal for you to get in contact with. It brings power into your life. So if you're feeling just overall like you have lost a little bit of who you are in your power, this amethyst is one stone that will help you, one crystal that will help you bring some power back into your life. So those are just a few things that you can use amethyst for. Another very common one and very inexpensive stone crystal that we can use is rose quartz. This is a very, very powerful crystal for those of you that want to deal with any issues around love, any issues with the heart chakra, any issues with healing or forgiveness or opening up to vulnerability. If you're having relationship issues, if you're having issues with loving yourself, this is a very good crystal for you to connect with. It really dissipates a lot of the energy, the negative energy and ego, and brings it back to a space of love, a space of understanding, compassion, and tenderness. So if you are having trouble in any of those areas, this is a good stone crystal to have with you at all times, to have in your aura. I feel like it uplifts your environment. So even if you aren't experiencing issues, I feel like it just kind of stabilizes environmental energy and keeps it at a vibration of love. So this is called rose quartz. The next one, I have 2 pieces of citrine. This one is a tumbled citrine. So some of you may have little crystals that look shiny like this, and it just means that if it's an authentic crystal, that they just tumbled it to make it nice and smooth, instead of keeping it raw where it looks kind of jagged like this one. So citrine, say you want money, you want wealth, you want power. Power, especially if you feel like you don't trust yourself, you are in situations where you are counting on other people to make decisions for you, such as like work. You might have to depend on your boss or your coworkers, or in relationships. Maybe you are in a relationship that's not optimal, but you're trying to wait and see what that other person is going to do. And so you are continuously finding yourself in spaces where you can't move into your full power. You are always waiting on somebody else, which means that you are giving your power away, which means that you are living a life less empowered. This is the perfect crystal that will help you with that. It helps you own your own power. It helps you know that you don't have to depend on your partner or your friend or your family or your boss in order to claim what is yours. And if you have felt like you have been disconnected from manifesting the things that you really want, citrine is a good crystal to help bring you back to the power that you have inside of yourself. I'm trying to think what else. Creativity, it really helps with that. And a lot of times when we say creativity, you think of art and you think of dancing and you think of singing and all of that. But creativity is also just whatever you are passionate about that you want to manifest. So citrine is very good for that. It's very good for you owning your personal power and your truth and knowing that you can manifest whatever it is that you want. And like I said, we think of money because for a lot of us, that currency is energy that can get us closer to what it is that we want. So this will help bring in money and abundance. And then the last one that I love is like multi-purpose. This is a clear quartz. It is like this powerful amplifier. So you can think of this crystal as a magnifying glass, which means that you can pair it with another crystal to make it more powerful. Because it is so powerful and so high vibrational due to its perfect crystalline structure, you can pair it with other crystals to cleanse your crystals. And I'll tell you in a minute why you might have to cleanse your crystals. Let me write that down so I don't forget to tell you. Okay, so you can use clear quartz to cleanse other crystals because it's much more powerful than the other crystals, very high vibrational, so it recharges them by giving off its high vibes. You rarely need to charge quartz crystals, but what you can do is, because it is all purpose, if this is the only crystal you have, the only crystal you can get your hands on, what you want to do with this crystal is you can set an intention about what you wanted to do in your life. And you can say that by just saying, I would like this stone to help bring in more money. I would like this crystal to help me get that job. I would like this crystal to help, bring in love. You can make this crystal do whatever it is that you want to do. So again, if you don't have any other crystal, or you don't know what any of them mean because you may not have these 4 common ones that I'm talking about, clear quartz is going to be your best friend. Trying to think what else it can do. Magnifying glass, amplifier, cleanser. This is another one that you want to put in your environment because it'll just do what it needs to do. You don't really have to worry about it. All of these are low maintenance, but this is the one that I always recommend starting with if you are a beginner on your journey. All right, so the reason why you have to cleanse your crystals really quickly, I want to talk about that because a lot of people say, hey, put your crystals out during the full moon so that the power of the moon can cleanse your crystals. Yes, that is true, but you can also just get a clear quartz and put them with your other crystals and that will cleanse your crystals. What you are doing is, say you go into a room and you're very, very happy and everybody in the room is negative. You know how after a while they drain you and they make you feel tired and they make you feel like they're sapping your energy? That is the same thing that can happen to certain crystals that are less powerful than like a clear quartz crystals. These are very high vibrational, but if we continue to pull out their energy, soon they start to become less powerful. And so when you hear people saying that they need to be charged up, it just needs to be put with something higher vibrational so that it can start to pull in those high vibes again and recharge itself. Much like when we're around negativity, sometimes we have to pull back and do things that recharge us and fill us up and make us feel high vibrational. So charging your crystals just means putting them in a good optimal environment so that they can either restore their power, regain their power, or keep their power. And you can do that under the light of the full moon, but you can also do it by just putting a clear crystal with everything, because it makes everything better. So I wanted this to be quick. I wanted this to be easy. You now know what crystals are. They're just crystalline structures. However, we always call everything crystals, even though sometimes things are rocks or stones, and rocks and stones are usually a mixture of minerals, dirt, and all of that. Crystals are pure crystalline structures. You know how they work, and it has to do with vibration, frequency, and moving from higher concentrations to lower concentrations, and that intermingling. You know about 4 crystals that are easy to find that you can use to help you: citrines, amethyst, rose quartz, and clear quartz. And then you now know how you can cleanse your crystals, but you also know why it's important to need to cleanse your crystals every now and again, especially if you are not working primarily with clear quartz or quartz of that nature. Does anybody have any questions about this? I will put a replay up on my Facebook page. What I want to do really quickly, and I didn't say that I was going to do this on Buzz. I just wanted to let you know really quick. I did the astrology for the week of the 26th to September 1st. It's going to be a really powerful, powerful week with ups and downs, lots of positive luck and surprises. We haven't had a week like this in a long time, so make sure you check out the horoscope and make sure you keep yourself open and ready to be able to accept things, even if they push you out of your comfort zone, because that's where your luck is going to primarily come from. Uranus and Virgo, Mars, doing a lot of cool stuff to open up some opportunity and some doors for you. So even if it feels like things may not be optimal, they are. And one thing that you can do to help you with this powerful energy is to carry your crystals. Go look around your house, look at the crystals you have, pick up the ones that you think that will help you. And even if you don't know what they do, carry them with you. Put them in your purse, put them in your car, stick them in your bra if they're not pointy. Because even if you can't see that they're working, they absolutely are working. And I want you to be able to leverage everything that you have at your disposal to be able to capitalize on this power. All right, so with that, I will talk to you guys soon. Later on this week, if you're not a member of the Facebook group, you will be getting a masterclass. It is pre-recorded, but we usually do one a month. You're going to get this bonus one on how to stand up for yourself. So I'll be posting that inside of the group. So if you're not a member, head on over to the Facebook group, and then I'll come in after it's been up for a little bit, and we'll do a Q&A session around how we can learn to speak up for ourselves. So that is the masterclass that will be dropping this week, but you must be a member of the Facebook group. If you're on Instagram, the link is in the bio. Facebook, you should be able to click the banner and it should take you straight to join the group. Otherwise, I will talk to you guys later. Thanks for joining me. Bye.